So tonight, we are so pleased to bring together this incredible panel of experts to talk to us about one of the most important health topics of our time. Cancer affects people of all ages, all walks of life, and can be found in every country in the world. Who in this room has not been impacted by cancer? Some of us are survivors, others have family members who've been affected by the disease, and some of us have simply witnessed our favorite characters on the screen grappling with cancer. We've seen a huge surge in storylines about cancer. It's the basis for Showtime's The Big C, AMC's Breaking Bad, and it factors as an important storyline on the CW series 90210. We're here tonight to consider the role of TV cancer storylines. And as writers, you have the opportunity, first and foremost, to entertain. But you can also inspire and teach viewers about preventing, treating, and overcoming cancer.
In my mind, cancer is sort of a two-sided coin, so to speak. There's the glamorous side of all these new therapies. It's wonderful. We're curing people. As a public health person, the real goal is for people never to get cancer at all. And that is the non-glamorous part of cancer prevention, where we're trying to make sure that people know that they should eat right, protect themselves from the sun, exercise, don't smoke, those types of things. Presenting information in a way that resonates with the public is critical to our mission of preventing cancer. And we believe we can achieve this goal by working in partnership with Hollywood Health and Society and the writers.
I said, I can write a show about a woman with cancer who decides to change up her life and realize the way she's been living it is not the way she wants to live it. As far as the point of view of the show, that kind of remains the same. It's about a woman who's living her life, and it's more about her emotional reaction and the things going on in her life. And we try to keep the cancer in the background.
And a lot of the information does come from TV. Mm-hmm. A lot of the treatments that Darlene was talking about the targeted therapies, have been so over-dramatized that we, on one hand, spend a lot of time trying to erase some of that information before starting the real information going forth. Reason I think I'm partly here is because most of you want to convey somewhere, you don't want to convey falsehood. You do want to make it attractive, but at the same time, you don't want to have false information out there. And I'm very excited to be part of all of this.
This character, her mother on the show, had died of breast cancer a few seasons earlier. So I said, well, if anybody is going to face medical blah blah blah, it's going to be her, and it's going to, it would be this Bracha gene story, which again, I only knew about from television. Again, having been on private practice and had it definitely drilled into me that you don't do anything without any medical stories without talking to a doctor, we called Hollywood Health and Society to get us in touch with somebody to just fact check and things like that. The reason to be accurate is, I think, twofold. One of it, reason obviously, is because so many people experience this and people know what's right and wrong. You don't want to dishonor people's actual experience, but I think the other reason for shows to be accurate and to do the research is because it makes more story.
The test for the Bracha gene had been in existence for 7 or 8 years when my mother was being treated at NYU. Not a single doctor mentioned it to my mother, to me, to my sister, nobody, because everyone was so myopic. Every specialist was looking at their tiny part of the picture that nobody ever mentioned to us that there actually was a genetic connection between having 2 primary cancers, one breast and one ovarian. I was so certain that I would test negative because there was no history of cancer in our family except for my mother. So then I got the results in the mail, and the statistics said I had up to a 90% chance of breast cancer, most likely before the age of 50. And at the time, the statistics said I had a 44% chance of ovarian cancer. Now the statistics have changed. It's actually 50% chance of ovarian cancer. Basically, good luck. So what did I do? I put the results in a drawer, and I locked the drawer, and I blocked it out for the next 6 months. I told my best friend from college that about it, and she had an intervention and said, I love you, and I don't want you to die. And I spoke to my friend who's a breast surgeon at Harvard, and you need to have your breast removed. And I said, you think I'm going to have my breast removed without cancer? You must be insane. Back off. I had the surgery, and then I had a baby on my own, who's now 2.5, my daughter Sophie. And then I had my ovaries removed. So I did it all. So that brings us back to TV. I'd written this article in the Times, and I had colleagues on all the shows who I'd worked with, and one of my best friends was running ER at the time. And all of a sudden, as I'm going under the knife, he told me, by the way, I wrote a 2-episode arc about the Bracha gene, and we're going into production next week, and I want your blessings if you want to give me notes on the script. And then other colleagues I'd worked with wrote it at that same time on Grey's Anatomy. So I went from speaking on national television and Cokie Roberts asking, are you crazy? Because no one had heard of anything like this, to a few months later, I would walk around and meet people, and they're like, oh my God, I know all about this from Grey's Anatomy, or I saw this on ER, and that's how people knew what I was talking about. So I know what kind of powerful tool television is.
Jessica, I just wanted to tell you that I read your book when I was recovering from my mastectomy this past year, and I'm Bracha 1. I found out after losing my mom, and I did all the research I needed to and saw surgeons and made the decision not to have a prophylactic mastectomy. And you were not crazy. I was. Oh. So I think that what you did was incredibly important. And I've been wanting to meet you for a long time, and I'm really honored to be here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.